Hi everyone, it's Dove again. I am back out here in my garage, and I thought I would use the Apex to make my dinner tonight. So it's not going to be a real big push on it because I know it can handle it after using the Instant Pot on it the other day. But just for the sake of scientific experiment, I suppose I'll do this too. So I've got an infrared burner of Ovente. It runs on infrared, and I like these better than the induction burners because for one thing they're cheaper, and for another thing you can use any kind of pan on it. It doesn't have to be just the induction ready pans. And what I'm using tonight is my Magma nesting pans, and this particular set is nesting, or it is induction ready, but I didn't buy it because I needed it. I just got the induction ready set because it was actually the same price as the older version, which is not induction ready. But these are really nice. They all nest together and they fit in this nice bag, so they won't take up a lot of space. And the lids are universal. Like this one fits that one, and then these two, and then this will fit the biggest Dutch oven, or this is the skillet, and that actually turns upside down and becomes like a Dutch oven lid for the biggest stock pot down here. And so I'll use that skillet later to make my quesadilla. But for right now, I'm just going to cook my beans. These are the beans I made the other day in the Instant Pot, and it made 2 of these tall jars. It's the 24 ounce, I believe. It's bigger than the pint jar, but it's not a quart jar, so I think it's 24 ounces. And so I've got them here in my pan with my peppers and my spices. I'm going to make some refried beans. And so I'm using a different, sorry about the shadow. I'm using a different outlet each time I test it because I want to make sure that all the outlets work. Oh, sorry. That was my spatula settling itself. Alright, so let's turn her on. I've got it all the way charged again. Eight watts we're pulling. 100%. And by the way, these are just dust cap covers that sit loosely in there just to make sure that no dust or anything gets in the DC plugs. And I'll put him on here. And turn it on to about 3, I guess. And so here we are, already pulling 975 watts. Alright, so I usually cook these for about a half an hour, so I'll just check back in with you periodically and show you how it's going. And like I said, I'm going to use this Apex unit for it for the whole dinner. That means I'm going to cook the beans on it, and then I'm going to use my immersion blender to smash them up, and then I'm going to use the burner also to make my quesadilla that I make with the refried beans. Okay, I'll check back in with you later. Okay, so it's only been about 10 minutes, if that, but I wanted to show you that it's just like any other electric burner in that it cycles on and off, and so right now it's off, and so it's only pulling 12 watts, and the LED indicator is off, so it's not actually on right now. I don't really like to cook with electric because it does cycle on and off like that, but if I can run this off of solar and run it basically for free, then that will be worth it, I suppose, because I don't want to depend totally on propane or butane. But yeah, I just want to show you. This is normal. It'll cycle on and off while you're using it. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, so it's been a half an hour at least. And surprisingly, it's already drained it down to 79%. I don't know, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because it's pulling more than the Instant Pot. And that's actually, you know, we're on 2.5, 3. I had it on 3 for a while, and then I turned it down, and it's done. But it actually pulled quite a bit. I'm surprised. I may not be able to use it as much as I thought I was going to use it, but yeah, this is a real world test. Now I'm going to turn this off. Sorry about the shadow. This is really bad lighting here in my garage. So that's off. Pulling 3 or 4 watts. And now I have to use my immersion blender to smash up the beans. So I'm going to set you down over here, and I'm going to do that. Actually, I want to show you the display while I'm doing it, but then that would make the noise really loud. So, whatever. Let's see what we can do over here. Here we go. It's 82% and 16 watts. Okay, so when I was pulsing that, the highest that the wattage went over here was about 112, and it was just when I was doing the pulsing with the immersion blender here. So here we are. The battery's at about 82%, 81. It keeps fluctuating up and down, which I guess is normal. Again, I'm not an electrician, but I guess that's normal. Sorry about the shaking and the bad camera and the bad lighting. I am in an unfinished garage and I'm an amateur, so I have an excuse. Alright, so that's done. We're at 82% on the battery, and then later on, after these have cooled off, I will use them to cook a quesadilla, and so I'll show you that a little bit later. Alright, see ya. Alright, so I'm going to start making my quesadilla now. I've got it prepped over there. Turn on the Apex. It says 75%. So I'm going to turn on my burner here. I'm going to let that skillet warm up. I forgot to start the timer the last time, so I'll do it this time. So yeah, starting out at 75%. It's lower than it was when I was done with the Instant Pot, so we'll see how this goes. Here's my quesadilla, all organic. There's the beans. I put shredded cheese and green onions on there. It's very yummy, I assure you. Alright, I'll check in a few minutes. Okay, so I guess this is warm enough. I actually would probably get a little bit hotter than that. We're at 60. See, it keeps jumping around. Just like my camera. Isn't that convenient? 64, 65, 63, whatever. It's been preheating for 5 minutes. It's gonna have to be good enough, I guess. Alright, so when I cook these, when I do the first side here, I usually put the lid on it so that the insides will get nice and hot. So I'll do that. I may need to turn it up a little bit. Sorry again for the shadows. This is supposed to be a 1,000-watt burner, and I'm already pulling 980 some at some points, and I'm not even on the maximum, so I'm actually kind of curious what would happen. Let's see what would happen. Alright, I'm going to turn it up to maximum. Alright, no change. So it's definitely a 1,000-watt burner. It won't go any higher than that. But I'm going to turn it back down because I don't want to burn my quesadilla. And you can see it switched off and it went down almost to nothing, like 15 watts here. But again, that's the nature of an electric burner. It just keeps turning off and on to keep its temperature, its target temperature. But you can see we're down to 63% already. And this is just one dinner, so I think I'm really going to need an extra battery, I believe, to be able to run this thing as efficiently as I want it to run. So we'll see. I'll get back to you in a minute. Alright, here we are, about 17 minutes in. I just flipped that over. And we're at 66%, 65, somewhere around there. So this will go for just a few more minutes. And we'll see where we are with the Apex at that point. Alright, so I have just taken my quesadilla out of the skillet, and we're already down to almost 50%. So in my opinion, that's kind of pushing it. And I'm not real happy about how this electric burner cooks. I'm used to cooking on a gas stove, and when I make a quesadilla, this does not happen. I can assure you. It looks very, very bad. Everything kind of spilled out. I'm used to cooking on gas. This is good though. Show me. But yeah, it took almost half of the battery to cook one dinner. So for me, in my instances, out on the road, I'm probably going to need another battery. I don't think that's going to be quite enough. Alright. There's a very messy quesadilla. That is not supposed to happen. I don't know what the problem is. I like cooking on gas better. So, alright, y'all. Take care.